Hi everyone. Decided to make an online talk about my own personal conviction and my own personal belief as far as my walk with God is concerned. Well, generally life is difficult. We all know that. It has been very challenging, and we have many realities that we face every day. There are significant factors that makes those realities extra difficult, but at the same time, there are also factors that make realities easier to handle. Life is very challenging as it is. And the only way we can cope up, the only way that we can survive, first and foremost, is knowing that there is a God that is certain in us, a God that keeps promises, a God that listens, a God that welcomes. And not only He welcomes the good, but most especially He welcomes those who are sinners, those who fall short of what He is expecting. And the doors and the heart of God is open for everybody, and no sinner can be cast away for as long as he purely repent and come close to God. I always believe in that, and I always knew that God would always open His door for any person who wanted to grow even more in his or her personal relationship with God, despite the realities that he is facing or the realities that he is carrying. I remember the story of the prodigal son. We always talk about the attitude of the son. We always talk about the things that he has done. We always talk about the bad things that he has committed. But he returned. He was welcomed. He was accepted. He was dressed back to its glorious state. And while we look on the son who returned, we fail to realize that in all of these things, at the very heart of the story, is the father. And I guess by that particular parable, by that particular story, we kind of see the kind of father and the kind of God that we have. And none of us can judge anybody, because if God could judge us, probably not even close to His feet we can reach. But we have a God that is not judgmental. We have a God that doesn't cast out. We have a God that is welcoming. And all He wanted is for us to realize the glorious presence that He has in our life despite what we are going through. I felt blessed and happy, and I always remember that in all of this, that God has a greater promise, that God wanted us to experience life to its full. I cling on that. I cling on that. And I am certain that in one way or another, we in this walk of faith with the Lord, no matter what comes our way, we always would reach the final end, for as long as we know that we never have forgotten the God that restores, the God that welcomes, the God that cleanses, and the God that purifies. May your walk with God be full of realization of God's inner goodness in us. He is a God that is full of mercy and full of compassion. He never forsakes, He never abandons, He never judges. Have a great day and have a blessed Sunday ahead.